Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. You were invited here either by a friend or you saw on social media that I was going to explain kind of what we do from home as a business, also some products that radically changed our life almost 8 years ago. And I'm not going to take too much of your time up. If you can, grab a pen and a paper or something to take notes on. I'm going to give you a couple links so that you can go and do your own research. If you're like me, you are extremely skeptical on the network marketing business model, although so many people are coming to understand really how incredible it actually is. So a little bit about myself. My name is Daisy Shane Goodwin. I live here in Haena on Kauai. I'm a mother of three, a toddler, and a seventh grader and a fourth grader. So all of you that are doing distance learning, man, doesn't it, we are superheroes. It is no joke what we are doing as mothers and fathers and parents trying to get through this pandemic and keep our kids normal. But, you know, before I found this, I was a professional athlete. My husband and I had a lot of fun doing it. We made a little money, got to buy a great property here in Haena on the island of Kauai, and start our dream life. You know, we had a kid at the time, Given, and we were really happy. And then 2008 hit, and we were forced to have our income cut in half. I know that a lot of people felt that. 2008 was crazy, 2008, 2009, but I'll tell you what, it had nothing on 2020 because the stuff that's going on now, we couldn't have wrote up in a movie. It's crazy what we're seeing here on the islands. I don't know what it's like where you live, but I know a lot of you are calling in from around the world and some of you are watching the replay. So welcome to my office. But guess what happened? When we got our income cut in half, we decided that we didn't want to be working for anyone else. We decided that we were going to try and be entrepreneurs and open up a small business here in Hanalei. We opened up a cafe, put about $50K, all of our savings into this cute little spot that we were going to serve the community and make a little money and really just be happy in the town that we decided that was going to be our home. And unfortunately for us, we learned very quick, and if you own a small business, you know this too, it is not easy to own a small business. We got paid last, if at all. Our feet were nailed to the floor. Forget going on a vacation. The stress was immeasurable. And, you know, at this time we were pregnant with our second child, or I was, and we decided that we had to close the doors. It was either file for bankruptcy or shut the doors and you know, try to salvage what left that we had put in there. And that's what we did. And we then went into survival mode. I always have to take a deep breath when I say that, because if you are in survival mode or you have been, you know what a dark place it is. You know, we traded time for dollars. I waitressed, I cleaned houses, but we could never get ahead. There was always too much month at the end of the money, couldn't pay our minimum credit card payments, fought all the time, shared a car, moved in with our in-laws and rented our house to vacationers. It was a really hard time for us as a couple too. I mean, we fought all the time. And I think that's really what made my health take a turn. You know, I've always been into health and wellness. My first job was at a health food store over on Oahu in Kailua. And I've always loved taking care of yourself, basically preventing, you know, the inevitable of whatever was coming at me hereditary wise. I wanted to be, you know, be as healthy as possible. And I learned something very, very quick in survival mode, that money really is right up there with food, air, and water. And people say that it doesn't buy you happiness, but it sure does help just buy you some sanity. And I noticed really quickly that I had a hard time sleeping, call it insomnia. I had dark thoughts, which now I would call depression, anxiety attacks, even if I went to the post office to get the mail and to get the bills. And I'm really talking about this because a lot of people are in this same situation right now. A lot of people, if it's not you, it's people that you know, are having to shut the doors of their small business. A lot of people are getting furloughed, are getting laid off. So many people that I've talked to are looking for some other stream of income. So today, if I just talked about the products, I would be doing you and your friends a disservice, because what has happened with this company, and not just me, but a whole team of people that are running with me, has been nothing short of miraculous. Yes, it does take work. Yes, it does take learning something new, but you don't have to be a salesperson. You don't have to be what your cliche network marketer does. You just have to be coachable and consistent. So when I found out about this information, we had just shot the movie Given. We had had a great mirage of fun going around the world to 18 countries. But the truth is we were going back to the debt, the mountains of it. We were going back to the sleepless nights because, the water bill wasn't paid. We were going back to me not being present with my kids, which I'm sorry, but that's not allowed. I always had wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted to be a fun mom, a present mom. And guess what? I wasn't. So we come back from this incredible trip around the world. We're living with my in-laws, and a dear friend of ours is there. And he says, I didn't want to freak you out. I didn't want to worry you while you were traveling on this, trip around the world. But I've been battling a life-threatening ailment, and it has costed me so much. I didn't want to get lit up with chemo, he says, but I found a product that was raising my glutathione up. Glutathione is one of the most important molecules we have. It supports chromosome integrity. It's huge for keeping your immune system strong. It's a huge important molecule. He says he found a product that was raising it up by 300%. And I'm all ears. I'm like, gosh, that sounds amazing. At this time, we couldn't afford a new product. We couldn't do any of that, but I was listening because it was interesting. And then he says, will you watch this video? No, I don't know if you've ever had someone in network marketing come to you and try and get you to buy into their business or take their products, but they always have a video. And it's done by the company, and it's a huge promotion, and it's basically trying to sway you into their self-funded video of how awesome it is. And guess what? It seems always, I never liked them. I'd never watch them. I was the friend that would tell you that you're wasting your money. And I told my friend, I said, are you talking about a network marketing company? And he goes, Daisy, this is different. You got to listen to me. I know how you feel, but this is different. And I said, I'm offended. You're going to lose your money. You just joined some pyramid scheme, and I'm offended. And I walked upstairs to bathe the kids. But my husband watched the video, and I can hear it playing while I'm upstairs. And I can hear him going, wow, gosh. And I'm thinking, gosh, he's drinking the Kool-Aid too. And this is the first thing I want you to write down. I want you to write down abcnewsreport.com. Now, when I finally did watch this video, I realized quickly that it's not funded by the company, that it's actually ABC Primetime. I don't know if I'm dating myself, but back in the 2000s, ABC Primetime was a huge, respected, and watched show. And what they would do, they would go into businesses for making false claims, and they would expose them and create drama. And there was always the guy walking out the back door with the manila folder up against his face, but not this time. I watched this and I was actually blown away, because what you'll see here is John Quinones going in there to expose these world-renowned scientists for making a medical claim that had never been possible up until this point. What happened was they did a human study and found that our flagship product, Protandim, 5 herbs that are 1,800 times synergistically more effective when put together at this exact proportion that we own the patents on. That taking this pill, 1 pill a day, was reducing oxidative stress, and stay with me, I'm going to explain that, by an average of 40% in 30 days, almost in half. So he goes in there, he gets his blood test drawn, and his oxidative stress, measured by a T-bar test, goes down 45% in 2.5 weeks. Now, let me explain to you why this is such a big deal. Oxidative stress, like the resting of an engine, basically as we age, our cells, just like the apple, it's the best visual I could give you, turns brown. That's what happens as we age. Free radical damage is bombarding us no matter how healthy we are. It's actually hitting us from the air we breathe, being on the computer, overly exercising, underly exercising. I don't know if that's actually a word, but not exercising enough, the food we eat, all of it, the stress that we intake emotionally. But here's the big one, guys, is it contributes to all human disease. You name it, it's the center of it, the root of it is oxidative stress. So when I watch this and I see that his oxidative stress goes down 45% in 2.5 weeks, and it's not a video that's funded by the LifeVantage, a publicly traded company. And I find out and I see that this is the biggest third-party validation that I've ever seen. And truthfully, people have probably been doing this for centuries in China, but just now we're figuring it out in the Western world. We're putting it into a pill form that people will take. As I've seen firsthand in my family with my husband, people will not do a cleanse. They will not stick to a workout regimen. They may not even drink more water, but they will take a pill. And that was my journey. I took my first pill. And as I couldn't believe, very quickly, I was sleeping like a baby. Insomnia, not being able to sleepless nights, out the window. I noticed that my husband had been battling something. He all of a sudden can't notice it. My anxiety attacks diminish and then completely stop. Now, it's very important that I let you know the FDA does not allow us to say that we're going to cure your disease, we're going to mitigate it, but you can go ahead and do your own research. The next thing I want you to write down after you watch that ABC Primetime so you can see what I'm talking about is pubmed.gov. Now, this is not Wikipedia. This is not Google. You cannot pay to have your information here. This is the National Library of Medicine. This is where doctors, scientists, veterinarian, people that are incredibly smart go to do their research. And what got my attention was, yeah, I was feeling better. I didn't have dark thoughts anymore. I had incredible amounts of energy. All my little aches and pains are going away. But when I got into this website and I started to look in the search bar and type in oxidative stress and whatever you can think of that's coming at you, for me, it's arthritis, heart disease, dementia, Alzheimer's, depression. And I want you to go in there and I want you to write in whatever you can think of. And you're going to see how everything is linked to this thing called oxidative stress. And as you can see, in 1960, nobody really knew about it, but people are tuning in. It is becoming a household name. You may already have known what oxidative stress is. I didn't when I found out about this. You can also type in Protandim, the flagship product, and guess what you'll see? 26 peer-reviewed research studies on our product. Because guess what happened? When that ABC Primetime aired, it wasn't just all these, normal civilians that saw it and 2 million orders go through overnight. They were on the shelves of GNC and High Health. They couldn't handle that kind of demand. And the company basically, over the next few years, tried infomercials, tried different ways to ramp up productions and get people to come back to see what this could do for them. But they didn't. You and I would go back once or twice, maybe. But here's the best part is all these universities also saw that. They recognized Dr. Joe McCord, and they decided to do their own independently funded research. So I don't have to sit here and convince you. I don't have to be a salesperson. I can call my extremely smart friends or my friends that are at home, homeschooling their kids too, and I can say, go and look at this. 26 peer-reviewed research studies behind this product. Check it out. Harvard, Texas Tech, the NIH, American Heart Association are backing these products. This is a huge revolutionary find. And for me personally, because I had such a stigma around network marketing, I'm thinking, why is a company like this with all this research behind them and, an incredible third-party validation by ABC Primetime, why are they doing network marketing? And then I started to unravel what network marketing really is. It is the most effective way to get people to learn about products. You're here today because someone invited you. Maybe you trusted me enough on Instagram to say, I'm just going to go and listen to what she's going to say. Think about the last restaurant you went to and you loved the entree. You tell 5 or 10 people about it. Maybe you even post about it on Facebook, but you don't get a free iced tea when you go back or an appetizer, right? What about the Netflix series? Did you tell 5 or 10 people about it? You don't get a free month subscription or even 10% off. What network marketing is when it's done right is you get paid for talking and advertising about it. And here's what happened to me is I couldn't believe how good I was feeling. My kids would mention, Mom, you're so happy now. Oh my gosh, you don't wake up grumpy. My recovery rate from being an athlete when doing my workouts was unbelievable. It was like I was in my 20s. So I started to talk about it. I started to tell my friends about it. Wasn't sure about the business yet, but I told my neighbor about it. I told my best friend about it. Sure enough, they all call me back wanting more because when your health has changed, you tell people. And that's exactly what happened with me. And then I realized I better look what this network marketing thing is because we actually signed up to do the business to save on shipping. Hawaii is extremely expensive. So I'm like, we're just going to buy into the business, get a bunch of products, and we'll save on shipping. But guess what? Started getting notified that I was making $40 here, $100 here, $30 here, mailbox money. And I wasn't talking about the business, but I was talking about the products. So my neighbor that decided he wanted to order $100 in product, I could go on and on about the handful of products that we have. They're unbelievable. But because of time, we can talk about that another time. You can get in touch with me or whoever invited you. And he orders $100 in product. And this company that wins the most generous comp plan in the industry pays you 40% back for telling someone about it, and they do their order. You get 40% back of their initial order. That's big. I started to unravel what network marketing was. I started to learn that it's a $240 billion industry with most of the money getting paid back to people like us, people that are in survival mode, people that have little amounts of time, that can build something in the nooks and crannies of their life and be consistent, work full-time on their job and part-time on their fortune. Normal people that can be coachable and consistent and can make the money. I learned that it's a huge industry. Network marketing is above the music industry, the movie industry, the organic food trade industry. It's a huge industry. And then I started to look at timing. It has everything to do with timing. Now, maybe you know someone that's in network marketing, maybe they've done well, maybe they've lost money. But if you can be first, that's everything. And I learned that. So I started to unravel LifeVantage, this publicly traded company. Thank God it's publicly traded. Everything is transparent. And I started to learn about the numbers. You guys ready for this? Now, I don't know if you went to school for business. I was a college dropout, but I did one semester. I learned about this S-curve, Peter Drucker shares, and he actually invented it, meaning if you can get in early, they say one of the first 150,000 distributors per country, it's an opportunity of a lifetime. As cheesy and as fluffy as that sounds, it's the truth. And guess what? I started looking at the LifeVantage numbers, 88,000 worldwide. That's like below the basement. That's like wine cellar status. I started to realize that if nobody knows about it, and they took it off the shelves in 2009 because people weren't going to the store to hear about it. No one knew, you know what I mean? The salesperson isn't going to know about it. He's got 30,000 other supplements. But people will trust their neighbor. And I started to learn about how if you have a consumable product that people want more of, that has no competition, that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about products that instead of supplementing what we're deficient in with vitamins and things like that, we're going to the source and activating ourselves to make the antioxidants instead of taking them. We're activating our cells to rebuild the mitochondrial function in every cell, to raise your sirtuin level by 100% in 24 hours. Go and do the research. This is crazy, crazy stuff, and nobody else has it. So yeah, I jumped in. I said, okay, I'll give it an hour a day while my daughter naps, and I jumped in. I was coachable and I was consistent, and I talked about it. People would come up to me and say, gosh, your skin looks incredible. I thought you used to have the pregnancy mask. What happened? And I talk about our skincare and talk about how it goes to the 4th level and repairs your skin. I talked about Nerf 2 and how it's literally changing the way that we're aging, anti-aging on a cellular level. And because it's affordable and because no one can get it anywhere else, people joined and more people joined. And most of my team, I would never have known if it wasn't for this. So I'm going to share a couple things. There's an incredible comp plan, but I'm just going to share a couple things about the comp plan. Again, if this is not your thing, that's fine. I'm only here to educate you guys. But I guarantee that someone that you know or 5 people that you know are looking, that they're past the survival mode. They're in desperation. So just be open for the next few minutes while I share this, okay? There's something called a matching bonus. I talked about getting the 40% back. That's the fast start. That's incredible. It's great to get fast money every day, getting paid and getting a little notification. But let me tell you about the back end, because when you're looking at network marketing, you got to make sure it's good on the front end and good on the back end. You want to make sure the hours that you're putting in, even though they're small in the beginning, can quadruple over time. And that's what I'm talking about with leveraging your income and your time over a period of time. This is not get rich quick, it's get rich slow, which is a lot better than what we're doing, which is get rich never before we find out about something like this. So there's something called a matching bonus. So we'll go back to my neighbor. I told him about the products. He loves it. He says, I need to join the business. He joins the business. He tells his doctor joins, doctor signs up his sister, cousin, and friend in, I don't know, Europe. And that's how it works. So-and-so knows so-and-so, who knows so-and-so, who knows so-and-so. So watch this. This thing called a matching bonus, where you get paid for the right behavior. So I'm going to get 10% of my neighbor's income. That's like getting paid for the people that I was training as a waitress. Then I'm going to get 5% of the doctor, 5%, 5%, and 5% of her friend in Europe. Can you imagine? Put that into perspective. That's like getting paid for the girl I'm training as a waitress, and then who she trains and who she trains and who she trains. And that goes as wide as you want, as deep as you want. And I love that because it basically, you're not going to get signed up and never see us again. We're going to become friends. You're going to join our team, our ohana, as we call it here in Hawaii, a family, and we're going to help each other succeed. And I take that part very seriously because my why has changed from getting us out of the drowning to now getting others out of the drowning. And it fills me up like you can't even imagine. Then there's the elite bonus. You ready for this? Because I still fall out of my chair. Today's the 15th. And again, every month on the 15th, it's like a giant dump truck goes into my bank account and fills it up. Now, what happens in this elite bonus? As a Pro 7, I love our company. It's not, Director Diamond Jewels and all these different things. It's Pro 1 to Pro 10. And when you get to Pro 7, which is their first elite rank, you're going to global profit share in 1% of everything sold in the world. Now, to put this into perspective, right now we're in 26 countries. Talk about the timing. We just opened actually our 27th country early last week. So we are opening slow and steady more countries. So as a Pro 7, you're going to share in 1% of everything sold in the world. Pro 8 share in 2%. Pro 9 share in 3%. And Pro 10s share in 4%. Now let me show you this really quick. This is our income disclosure statement. I can show you this again because we're publicly traded, but check this out. I want you to focus on this third row over. This is the average that everybody makes in our company. Pro 3, $600, a little over $600 a month. Totally, a lot of people hit this rank, and it's great. For me, it was gas in the car, the minimum credit card payment, not crazy money, but nice to get compensated. And remember, this is the residual aspect. This is not the money that you're getting paid every day for talking about it and getting, people deciding to be on these products. But then look at Pro 5. This was a big one for us. I don't know what 3,000 would do for you, but for us, it put us back in our house. We were able to kick out the visitors and be like, this is our house. We could sleep in our bed again. It was a very big deal for us. And then I want you to focus on Pro 7 to Pro 10. This is more than doctors and lawyers make in our country. What would that look like for you? What would it do for you? This is not about making millions. This is about the freedom that it gives you. Now, it took me a little over 18 months to hit Pro 7, right over 2 years to hit Pro 8. I didn't do anything crazy. I was just very consistent with little amounts of time. Now, I don't know what that would look like for you. What would that do for you? Think about it. And again, if it's not for you, it's for someone else for sure. So just to give you a little, I'm gonna wrap it up, just to give you a little overview of what's happening with this company. We've gone from $1 to $15 on the stock market. We just closed the ringing bell on Wall Street, on NASDAQ in January before the pandemic hit. Huge, huge, amazing event. We also just invited Aaron Brockovich to our board of directors, again, with other people that have built companies like Airbnb. We have opened small countries, slow and steady, and we just closed out the biggest fiscal year that we had. But here's the truth, is nobody knows about this yet. If it's not for you, that's fine. The products are for everybody. I didn't even go into the dog product. Incredible, incredible supplement for dogs that is just unbelievable. But here's the thing. If you are sick of being sick and tired, if you do want to join positive people that can lift you up through this crazy time and learn how to do something new to make a wheel to spin without you that is, generational income, then get with the person that invited you. Find me on Instagram or Facebook. Let's talk. I had a million questions, but you got to take a look at this. This is bigger than anything I've ever seen. I will never stop taking these products. I will never stop endorsing. This is an incredible, incredible way to change your life and your health. So thanks again, everyone, for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful day, and we'll talk soon, okay? Aloha.